need to take over the Venezuelan oil industry?
Well, we don't need to. First of all, let me go back up. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We have plenty of oil in the United States. What we're not going to allow is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States. You have to understand, why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States.
Let me ask the question again. What is the legal authority for the United States to be running Venezuela?
Well, I explained to you what our goals are and how we're going to use the leverage to make it happen. As far as what our legal authority is on the quarantine, I'm very simple. We have court orders. These are sanctioned boats, and we get orders from courts to go after and seize these sanctions.
So I've already covered the Democrat propagandists and the fake news trying to run cover for Maduro, the Venezuelan president / dictator that majority of the world agrees is an illegitimate president and wasn't duly elected in this last election, and at one point had even suspended elections. But now we have this Senator Tim Kaine getting absolutely cooked on Fox News, and he demonstrates the exact reason why President Trump didn't get congressional approval for this operation, besides the fact that he doesn't have to do a damn thing to get their approval in order to conduct military operations, because every president pretty much in United States history has done this. The woke leftists are still complaining about it, but before I give any additional details and thoughts on that, let me go ahead and let you hear from the horse's mouth. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos, so be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
I think a lot of Republicans would dispute, the notion that this was an invasion at all. But moreover, if Democrats cared so much about process, why didn't they do anything to bring Maduro to justice when they were in charge? I mean, the guy's been under indictment since 2020.
Wow. Let's hear it.
There have been sanctions placed against Venezuela, and I'll admit the sanctions have not been as effective as they might have been. And you know why, Jackie? Because many other nations wouldn't join us in the sanctions, even though they've joined us in sanctions against other nations. And why wouldn't they? They didn't like the President Trump, in his first term, threatening military action against Venezuela. And that caused...
Wait, so we're going back to 2020. We're in 2025. So you had 2021, Joe Biden inauguration, 2022, 2023, and 2024. And you're telling me that you're still blaming the President Trump and other countries didn't like the way President Trump did something all the way back from many years ago? That doesn't make absolutely any sense. A stupid, foolish excuse. Let's keep going.
Them to back off support for sanctions. So sanctions and going into international forums and trade restrictions and embargoes and seizing vessels that are pursuant to sanction with a court order, these are things that can work. It's a lot better if you have your allies with us. What we've done now is push our allies away, and we've opened up.
I mean, I think the point I'm getting to, sir, the point I'm getting to is, don't you think that America's adversaries take note when all Democrats can muster is a joint statement or a press conference or some sanctions that are, loose, and take advantage of that? And that's why the administration feels
Jackie,
positioned to do this now?
If you think it's right for a president just on his own say-so, willy-nilly to wage war against anybody, I guess that's an opinion. But why haven't Republicans brought forth a military authorization? Why are they ducking votes
Would you vote for
on
that?
whether this is a wise strategy? I'd vote against it. I think another war, Virginia, which is a very pro-military state, and I'm the father of a Marine, Virginians are tired of endless wars, and we don't want to engage in military action that's unnecessary.
Guys, you heard it here first, okay? Why would President Trump, okay, let's say he felt like this was the perfect time to do it. Maduro's off guard, right? Maybe his top general's on vacation. Who the hell knows, right? And then he goes, imagine he goes to Congress, hey, Democrats, I was thinking, maybe we could go in and get this guy. And they're just like, no. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to all the news organizations and we're going to tell them how much of a criminal you are for trying to start a new war and how stupid it is. Matter of fact, we're going to phone up Maduro right mother effing now and make sure he knows to get the hell up out of there, because we want to sabotage you at all costs because it's politically beneficial for us to make sure that you fail in everything that you do so that we can secure power again come 2026 and 2028. Why the hell would President Trump do that? Why would he even risk it with Republicans? Even if the Republicans supported it, which some of them don't in Congress, why would he risk an operation like that? Again, commander-in-chief. He doesn't have to listen to a dang gum thing that y'all say as it relates to conducting military operations. For ongoing wars and wartime declarations, Congress is needed. This isn't an ongoing war. Now, technically, Venezuela could decide to make it an ongoing war, right? They could do that. But that has not happened, and it doesn't appear as though it's going to happen. Other nations across the world, even though critical of the actions, don't appear as though they're willing to jump into any war or sanction the United States or cause us any harm whatsoever. So it appears to me like Venezuela is on their own without their leader, so to speak. So, of course, why the hell would President Trump do this? Because he didn't need to do it, and it would have been to his benefit to do it. So he did whatever the heck he was going to do, and what are you going to do about it is the question. So moving on here, we got to talk about Marco Rubio, because this guy has been going on a tear, answering all these questions to all these fake news anchors pretty much all day. Like, I think it seems like he's gone multiple places. I guess they're doing them remote, so he can just do as many of them as he wants all freaking day. Don't you love technology? So Rubio has schooled Margaret Brennan from CBS Face the Nation, I believe is the one that she hosts. And then he went on Kristen Welker's show, Meet the Press, made a fool out of her. Also talked to ABC Fake News' George Stephanopoulos, the one who caused ABC to lose $15 million with the lawsuit that they settled when President Trump sued them for defamation. So I can't react to all those, but I did want to react to the Margaret Brennan clip because this one I thought is where he cooked somebody the hardest. Margaret Brennan got absolutely slaughtered. Let's go ahead and react to this part as well.
He's still in place. The defense minister who has deep ties to Russia. He's still in place. The defense minister who has deep ties to Russia, $15 million price on his head. He is still in place. I'm confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them if you are taking out the narco-terrorist regime?
You're confused? I don't know why that's confusing to you.
They're still in power.
It's very simple. You're not going to go in and wrap up. But you can't go. You're going to go in and suck up 5 people. They're already complaining about this one operation. Imagine the howls we would have from everybody else if we actually had to go and stay there 4 days to capture 4 other people. We got the top priority. The number one person on the list was the guy who claimed to be the president of the country that he was not. And he was arrested along with his wife, who was also indicted. And that was a pretty sophisticated and frankly complicated operation.
It was.
It is not easy to land helicopters in the middle of the largest military base in the country. The guy lived on a military base. Land within 3 minutes, kick down his door, grab him, put him in handcuffs, read him his rights, put him in a helicopter, and leave the country without losing any American or any American assets. That's not an easy mission. And you're asking me, why didn't we do that in 5 other places at the same time? I mean, that's absurd. I do think this is one of the most, daring, complicated, sophisticated missions this country has carried out in a very long time. Tremendous credit to the U.S. military personnel who did it. It was unbelievable.
I'm just going to put it out there. That was a dumb question to even ask. This is like saying, hey, if you have a military, right, like let's say in Germany, hey, if you take out Hitler, how come you didn't make sure you arrested every single soldier as well? I mean, sure, in an actual war, you might do that, but we're not at war. Maduro was the primary target. And even at wartime, sometimes you have primary target. Okay, take out this person, take out this general, like take out whoever. It's not, hey, take out the general and all subordinates. Maybe it is sometimes, but in this case, obviously that wasn't the case. This was a covert operation. This wasn't, hey, let's go in there and just kill everybody. Anybody you see, just kill them all. Like, no, that's not the type of operation this is. That's the type of operations that Democrat presidents like to have, where they seem to have killed pretty much everybody with every regime change that they did. Just look at President Barack Hussein Obama and all those regime changes that happened under his watch and all the different bombings, literally thousands of bombings that occurred under President Barack Obama, where people were killed, including Americans, by the way. In this case, all American soldiers alive, all equipment brought back. Even Maduro and his wife are alive. They didn't go down shooting and fighting. No, they managed to capture him alive. If you ask me, this was a brilliant operation. And of course, the fake Democrats and fake news are going to just keep complaining because it's always in their interest, I guess, at least the Democrats' interest, to say President Trump did something wrong, even when he does something that they asked for. They asked for Maduro to be taken care of. You bitched about Maduro for years, including when President Biden was the president, but he didn't do a dang thing. Oh, we had some sanctions, clearly didn't do anything. And now that President Trump has done something, he put Maduro in the find out phase. Now you're crying about that too. Like, come on, guys. At a certain point, you got to stop being so freaking pathetic and just call a spade, call a win a win. Okay, President Trump, you know, he did a good thing here, but I have problems with the way in which it was conducted. That's a fair thing to say. Still kind of stupid, in my opinion, to say, but it's fair if you think he should have went through Congress. But if you're also admitting simultaneously that you would have voted against it, then you're also telling the American people why President Trump should not be going to you if there's an opportunity for regime change that's needed to disrupt literally a Trenbe Aragua and drugs being distributed throughout the world, funding the cartels, not just in America, but throughout the world, disrupting their supply chain of cocaine, and their ability to continually distribute fentanyl. Of their supply chain of other things is disrupted. It makes it harder for them also to produce and distribute fentanyl. Same thing for the oil in Venezuela, with all these other countries circumventing sanctions that we have against those countries directly and going straight to Venezuela for their oil. Well, I guess they can't do that anymore either. So this seems like a perfect chess move, and I don't know why these fake news anchors can't seem to understand this. President Trump, they probably see a lot more of him than I do, and I seem to understand it. So what the heck is you guys' problem? You would think people that covered foreign policy on a regular basis would actually understand a thing or two about it, but it seems to me like they're so busy trying to criticize President Trump and every single thing that he does. Look at everything from like this negative lens, like this angle, like just kind of twisting and contorting and perverting every single good thing that he does, that they never want to give credit where credit's due. The people of Venezuela are celebrating in the streets. They're happy that this occurred, and I'm happy that it occurred as well. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm out. Big shout out to my members, Cyber Noodle, 655, Bella Scott, and Carpentier John. Could not do it without you.
So that's, I don't know, is a court not a legal authority?
So is the United States running Venezuela right now?
Well, I've explained once again, I'll do it one more time. What we are running is the direction that this is going to moving forward.